There I was, standing in that stuffy courtroom in Pine Valley, Colorado, feeling like the whole world was staring me down. No fancy suit, no hotshot lawyer, just me with a crumpled stack of old land deeds and this rusty key dangling from my hand. The judge peered over her glasses, her tone sharp as a winter wind, asking if I really thought I could just hack through a lock because some fence rubbed me the wrong way. And I stood tall, heart pounding but steady, saying, "No, ma'am. I cut it because that fence was slapped right on my property and now I've got the only key that matters." The room went dead quiet, like everyone held their breath, waiting for the storm to break. But let me rewind a bit, pull you into how this nightmare kicked off. I am Jake Harlan, just a regular guy trying to hold things together on our little 5-acre spread after losing my wife Laura to that damn illness 2 years back. She left me with our 7-year-old Emily, this spitfire of a kid with her mom's bright eyes and endless questions. And we'd been scraping by. I'm quitting my engineering gig to fix fences, teach her how to spot those ancient boundary stones her great-grandpa carved back in 1882. The ones that whispered stories of our family's grit through blizzards and booms. Our place sat just outside Oak Ridge Estates, this shiny new gated neighborhood that popped up like weeds after a storm, full of folks with manicured lawns and rules for everything. And yeah, I never thought their HOA nonsense would touch us. Until that crisp fall morning when Karen Whitaker rolled up in her sleek black SUV, clipboard in hand, that fake smile plastered on like she was selling salvation. She steps out, all polished and professional, waving this laser measurer like a magic wand, calling over with that honeyed voice that hid the venom. "Mr. Harlan, we've got a tiny issue with these old boundaries, nothing major, but our surveys show some overlap, and for everyone's safety, we might need to adjust things a touch." I felt my gut twist. Laura always said trust your instincts when folks start measuring your land without asking, and sure enough, as I glanced at Emily playing with our mutt scout near the weathered fence posts, Karen's already snapping photos, murmuring about community standards and how uncontrolled properties could drag down values. I pushed back, firm but polite, reminding her our deeds went back generations, no HOA strings attached, but she just handed me this official-looking paper, all jargon and threats wrapped in legalese, saying they'd survey tomorrow at dawn. In as she drove off, waving at Emily like some benevolent aunt, I couldn't shake the chill, like she was already plotting to carve away what Laura fought so hard to protect for our girl. That night, staring at the stars from our porch, I thought of Laura's last words: "Promise you'll keep this place for Emily, Jake, no matter what." And yeah, the weight hit hard, especially knowing Karen wasn't just some busybody. Whispers around town pegged her as hungry for control, tied to big developers eyeing our valley for strip malls and condos, using the HOA like a battering ram to squeeze out holdouts like me. By 5 a.m., the roar of drills yanked me awake. I had bolted outside in my pajamas, and there they were, a crew slamming up this 8-foot chain-link monster right across my land, not along the edge but encircling our whole damn house like a cage. Emily woke crying, clutching Scout, asking if we were in jail now, and that broke something in me, seeing her terror mirror the helplessness I'd felt watching Laura fade. The foreman, this grizzled vet named Mike Rivera, shrugged when I yelled, "Just following orders, sir." Paid cash to build fast. No questions. And there was Karen, directing from her SUV, live streaming on the HOA's social page about securing the neighborhood from risks, her voice dripping concern while her eyes gleamed with triumph. She locked the gate herself, tossing me a schedule for access fees, $50 a day to leave my own property. Can you believe it? And as she drove off, smirking about resolving it amicably, I felt rage boil, but Laura's voice echoed, "Fight the trap, Jake, flip the script." So I dug and called cops, who shrugged it off as civil. Sheriff sympathized but needed court orders. Land office dragged their feet. Meanwhile, Karen ramped up the smear, posting videos calling me a reclusive threat to kids and elders, twisting it so neighbors whispered. Emily's friends shunned her at school. It crushed me, holding her as she sobbed about being the bad guy's kid. But that's when Mildred Hayes, our wise old neighbor, a retired records clerk with a no-nonsense glare, showed up with coffee and advice. "Dig into the deeds yourself, Jake. They're rushing 'cause they're hiding something dirty." At the county office, Clerk Tom Reynolds pulled up files. Our 1882 grant showed the land stretched further than Karen claimed, Her 90s survey conveniently ignoring those carved stones, redrawing lines to gobble up access roads for her developer pals at Summit Properties, where she held a quiet stake. Motive clear as day. Force me out for their mega project, using HOA power to bully, intimidate, profit. Tom whistled, looks manipulated, Mr. Harlan. Yeah, the pieces clicked, her rush masking fraud. That's when the idea sparked. Why bust out when I could own the door? I called my buddy realtor Greg, bought this tiny orphaned county lot right under her gate for peanuts, with exclusive easement rights baked in. By afternoon, deed in hand, I faced Karen at the gate, her pacing frantic as she barked into her phone about injunctions. You can't cut that. It's vandalism, she hissed, clipboard trembling, but I held up the papers, come as Laura taught me. Actually, Karen, this gate's on my land now. Installed without permission, so yeah, I'm swapping locks. The saw word through her padlock like butter, Emily cheering from the porch. Daddy bought the jail. And as Karen's face crumpled from smug to stunned, the sheriff rolled up, checked docs, and sided with me. Legitimate ownership. Ma'am, no crime here. But Karen didn't fold easy. She escalated, suing for seizure and endangering the community, blasting more videos painting me as unstable, rallying HOA drones to protest. Inner storm raged out, fury at her greed, twisting lives for bucks. But with Frank Dawson, a retired judge pal of Mildred's, we prepped. His research exposed her pattern. 3 prior victims bullied into selling cheap for Summit's gains. Frank Granitiev got Jake, play their game smarter. Court day, packed house buzzing, her lawyer droned on about my aggression. Karen dabbing fake tears, but I laid out deeds, timelines, Mike's testimony on shady cash deals, Frank's files on her corporate ties. Then karma hit. Karen knocked her bag, spilling altered surveys, emails screaming, bury before discovery. Judge froze her, demanded explanations, and as truths unraveled, her facade cracked, whispering admissions under that stern gaze. Ruling slammed, fraud proven, fence down, fines, criminal referral gallery erupted, me holding that key high, feeling Laura's pride from somewhere above. Walking free, neighbors clapped, turned out her schemes hit others too, sparking a wave of resistance. Karen? Booted from HOA, Summit dumped her. House sold cheap amid scandals, poetic, right? Me? That fight birthed a new path. Consulting on rights, blog booming, helping families flip scripts on bullies. Emily beams now, drawing our free house in crayons, and we host barbecues by that gate, toasting resilience. Yet here's the twist that lingers: was I the hero, or just lucky? In a world where HOAs wield power like kings, pushing folks for profit, hiding behind safety, what if more Karens lurk, scheming? Makes you wonder, if someone fenced your home, charged you to breathe free air, would you buy the gate, sue 'em blind, or walk away? Drop your take below, share your stories, debates on justice, community greed. Let's unpack this mess together. Cause who knows, your insight might spark the next flip. Hit like if it fired you up, subscribe for more real talk triumphs. Thanks for listening, folks.